started working here back in 2017, and that was my first experience with the ill-fated BMU. Back then we had a routine insurance inspection and unfortunately found that one of the boom sections was defective, which I guess is what we do these things for, but it did leave us with the problem that we face. We have a 7-metre piece of box section that lives in its little garage up at 150 metres above the ground, give or take a little. And how would we go about finding one of these and then indeed getting it up there and into operation?
The challenge on this project is that the manufacturer of this equipment is no longer in existence. So Alimak Group UK were engaged to pull together all their specialist contractors to try and repair this piece of equipment. This particular building maintenance unit is used to clean the facade as well as maintain the glass on the top section of the Gherkin. So we looked at all options to get the jib section into the garage area.
The use of a mobile crane in this location is next to impossible. The physical space to be able to build a luffing jib simply does not exist. So the size of machine that would be needed to reach up to 36th floor level would simply not be feasible to place even if there was a way to build that machine in situ. The disruption to the wider environment as well, the people and traffic of London, would be catastrophic. You're talking about a week, 2 weeks of road closures, of noisy works.
A helicopter, on the other hand, you can close the road for half an hour. Helicopter lift takes 5-10 minutes, and then you can open the road to traffic and pedestrians. So there are huge benefits in terms of reduced disruption.
When we reviewed the use of a mobile crane, we tried different areas, different angles, and it just wasn't possible to get the jib section into the garage using a mobile crane. And that's where we engaged Helo early on in the process to try and understand what other things we would need to consider.
Having looked on the ground at the layout of the buildings, the distance of them from the Gherkin, we were pretty comfortable that there was space for a helicopter to bring the helicopter as low to the ground as we need to pick up the load without obstruction from surrounding buildings.
We use CBRE here as a service provider for maintenance and repairs and small works. They're a well-recognised global brand, but probably more important than that, they have a long relationship here at the Gherkin of delivering good quality service.
CBRE, being a global firm, we put safety sort of at the heart of everything we do. And clearly this project is not our day-to-day norm. So CBRE have a very sort of rigorous supply chain process. We only work with sort of the best in class. So that's why we turned to Alimak Group to find a solution for our customer. We started to work with Radius Group and Helo, and they gave us the assurances and the comfort that we had the best supply chain partners possible to deliver this solution for our customer.
The relationship that Radius and Helo have is something that's quite rare in the construction space. You have two companies which, while completely separate in their operations, really come together and form something greater than the sum of their two parts. Alimak Group approach to project management was something that was really refreshing to work with. Being given an element of trust and the space to effectively do what we needed to do when working in such a complex and challenging environment was something that is quite rare in this industry.
Whilst the lift on the day took 3 or 4 minutes, actually the skills of the pilot to achieve that are really quite special, and there's very few pilots in Europe that are able to do that kind of lifting. Heli Swiss International are almost certainly the European leaders of this type of work.
So we're really happy with the day. It was fantastic to watch as well as see all the team pull together to deliver this successfully.
The thing I liked about it most was the fact it was over in 3 minutes. It was so fast, so precise. It just happened and you wondered what all the fuss was about. All in all, I think if you had the choice, 3 minutes, done and dusted, you take that every time.